we have a 4 students batch now. You can refer your friends, like they can also join in between, and whatever the recording videos are there, so they can go through, and if it needed, I will take a backup class of them. It should be okay with me if it is really needed after seeing video also, if they don't understand. So I'm okay to take the backup classes. The batch side should go, because and keep asking some questions as well. So this is something interactive sessions. If you just join and go, that is the different thing. But if you keep asking some questions, so that is also like, I will feel that, oh, you really understanding these concepts. Because questions will only come when you really understand in a good manner. So now I'm going to the Eclipse part. Then I will make you understand what is abstract class and what is interface. So you see here abstraction. So this is a concept in Java. So what it says that define some abstract method, means real code is not written that time at the design time, and it should have a parent-child relationship. So that is very important concept for this. Either you go with the abstract class or you go with the interfaces. In both of the cases, you should have the parent and child relationship. So you can see here, it's designing something. So one is abstract class and one is interface. So in the interview, mainly they will be asking you. So when we talk about interview questions, so they will be asking you that in which scenario you will go with abstract class, and in which scenario you will go with the interface. So that is very important interview question. Second interview question is that what is difference between abstract class and interface? Okay, that is also very important. Third one, like can we instantiate which one is 100% abstract, and some new features they have added in Java 1.8 also. So they will like to hear those things from you as well regarding interfaces and abstract class, that what other things are there. So you can just go through. So I will first take up the interface, because that is very important concept. It's a new thing. You are already familiar with the class, so abstract class is something similar to that. So I will not first start the abstract class. I will first go through the interface, and this is something really interesting as well. So this is concept of abstraction. Abstraction concept says that you should have a parent-child relationship, and the parent thing, whatever it is, means it's either it can be interface or it can be a class. So that is okay, means that is allowed in Java. So they are saying that for concept of abstraction, either you go with the interface or you go with the abstract class. So basically in Java, the restriction is that in both of the cases, we cannot create the object of abstract class, we cannot create the object of interface. So that is the first rule. Means object not creation, it means you cannot write like this, whatever the interface name or whatever the abstract class name you have. So with a new keyword, you cannot use that name. So this is the first mandatory rule. Second is that to achieve the concept of abstraction. So what does abstraction means? Abstraction means something you have kept as for future use, which you have not defined exactly, and in the child classes you are going to make it something called implementation. So that process is called abstraction, means you are extracting something when the really it is needed. So that kind of, either earlier like you have just make it a design phase, and when you really need it, then you implement in the child class, and there you write the exact code for that. So that is the thing. And to achieve the concept of abstraction, there is a must concept. It should have a parent-child relationship. Without inheritance, you cannot what do you call, use the concept of abstraction. So we will go with one by one. So you can see here this designing here, shape is one interface, and it is something implements. So when the parent is interface and child is class, so we have the implements keyword, as I already showed you this. If you have remember this concept in the previous class also, I showed you, if parent is class, child is class, so you can use extends keywords. If interface is the parent and child is also interface, so you can use extends keyword. But if the parent is interface and child is class, so you can use implements keywords. So that is the mandatory thing. For class and class, only single inheritance allowed. For interface and class, means interface, multiple interface can be the parent of one class allowed. If it is parent is interface, child is interface, so also multiple interface can be the parent of child interface. So that is for your information, it's allowed in Java. So now we talk about how to design interface real time, some examples kind of thing we will see here. So just minimize it and come here. Let me close these things. Who is joining between? Okay. So Amit also joined, good. So we were talking about abstract class and interface today. So we have some demo already written here. So I will first look for those demos. If it is sufficient, then okay. Otherwise, I will design the new things. It is abstract class. One should be interface demo. You can see here. So I will show you first how to design interface because it's already designed here. So let me show you that part. So I have created the package that you already know. So just right click here and go to the new, and then you click on interface. So this will give you the how to create one interface. So interface logo is I, class logo was C. So in Eclipse it is a purple color thing, so you can go through that, and you can see here in which package, which location. These are the things. You don't need to touch this, just click here and give the name. So it's already here 111. Okay, it was already there, so that's why it was showing you error here. And once you give in the name, just click on finish. So it will come like this. I in a small interface, like class similar. We have C is, and class is a small, and class name. So similar like that, interface, interface name. So this is something designed here, and once you come inside, you can have the main method. Means at the time of designing, this is not allowed. If you see here, like in class, there was directly allowed that you can have the main method. So at the time of interface designing, we don't have that checkbox to check main method, but you can have it. It's okay. It's just right here main method, and it's allowed in Java 1.8 to have the static method inside the interface. So I'm just writing main here, and I'm just writing one program, s out. See here, inside of interface with main method. Okay. So interesting part is that once you right click here, since it is having a main method, just right click here, run as, you will see a Java application. So wherever there will be a main method, it will become a Java program. Apart from that, what is interface or class, it doesn't matter. So I just click here, right click Java application. So it is showing me the output as well. You can see here inside of interface with the main method. So that is something important. If I comment this part, now this will become simple interface. So it will not show you run as Java application. So that is one important thing. But since it is allowed, so I just showed you a demo. Apart from that, the main part of the interface. You see here, if you design something called, before that I have to give you the concept of final. So let me go through the final things, otherwise you will not understand it. You see here, I have something called final demo. Final, yeah, I have final. So I have this one. So let me go through the final demo. You can see here I have 4 variables. Out of 4, 3 are like non-static things. This is a static thing. So you can write final static, static final. It doesn't matter. This is a class. It has 4 final variables. So what I have done here, 1 I have initialized, 2 I have not initialized. So for final you have to know this, that once it is initialized, means at the time of creation you don't need to initialize, but once it is initialized you cannot change the value after that. So that is the restriction for final. And how you can initialize, so you have to know the rule, because this is also interview question, how you can initialize the final variable. So you can say that at the time of creation, inside the constructor, inside the initializer block, if it is a static, then you can use a static block as well. So this is something, it's the rule for Java. You have to know that if something is variable is final, so what you have to do, you have to just initialize it like that. But this rule is for class. Just remember things. This rule is for class. If it is interface, then it will change something like that. So you just remember how to create the final variable. So you keep the final keyword, and once it is initialized, you cannot change. So let me show you something, that what I tried to do and then what happened here. So I just put this value y equal to 200, x was 100, y equal to 200, I initialize in the constructor. Then z equal to 500, I initialize in the initializer block, not here. So that is also allowed in Java, just to show you demo that where you can initialize. And there is one static variable, so I didn't initialize it here, but I put the initialization in the static block. So as I assuming that you already know about the static block, what is static block in Java. So in the static variable, I am initializing in the static block. Okay. Now coming to this main method, I'm just saying that main method is called, and I'm creating one object of this class, so that you already know how to create. This is a class name, then obj, then equal to new variable. So I already created here, and then I'm trying to print the value of x. So x value is 100, you know, and then I'm trying to modify the value. So you see here, as of now I have commented it. If I uncomment it, means I'm trying to modify the value of x. So it is not allowing me, and what it is saying here, remove the final modifier of the x. If final is there, you cannot modify. If final is not there, then you can modify. So final variable cannot be changed. So that is the main thing you have to know. Once it is initialized, it is initialized. You can see here how it is executed. First is executed static block, then this message is coming, because before main method static block will be executed, and then after that this message is displayed, you see here, and then it is creating one object here. So object creation time, before constructor this will execute, as you already know, this will execute. So it is executing that part, and after that constructor part it is executing, you see here. Then constructor is called, first this will execute, then constructor will be executed, and then finally what I am printing here, this one. So this is also printed here. So normally this is something which you already know the concept, but my purpose was to showing the demo of final. So why I am showing you the final demo? So that is correlated with the interface. If you don't know the final, you will not understand this concept. You see here, if I write like int x, I didn't try to initialize it. You see here, I'm getting an error. The reason behind that, once you write something in the class, there was no error. You remember, you have a class, your final class I just show you, there was no error. I can write like this. Final variable demo. You can see here, I can write like this, so it's allowed. But inside the interface, you cannot write like this. So that is the difference. So you can put it like that. So what you have to do, you have to must initialize it. So reason behind this, I tell you. All the variables inside the interface, by default, final, static is added. Whether you, and public also, public, final, static. So this is interview question. You have to tell this concept that you know. All the variables inside the interface will be by default. Either you put or don't put. implicitly, it means automatically it will be considered as public, static and final. So public means you can use it anywhere. Static means you don't need to create the object. And third thing is final. It means you cannot change the value. So at the time of creation only you have to initialize. So if I write like this 500, then it is considered okay. That is the mandatory rule. You can see here I am putting a string. If I don't initialize, I will get a compilation error. So what I have to do, I have to initialize it equal to what you call it, say that now most important thing, this is the interface and how to access these variables inside the main method or anywhere in the project. So just use like this interface name and dot. You can see here this is coming x as a final, but the symbol is green and s is there, f is there. So s is for, I have not put this, just for demo I am showing you. I have not put anything like a static, final, I have not put like that. But even I didn't put, it is showing you SF. So what does it mean? SF means it's static and final by default, and green color means public as well. So these things for your information, it's a property of interface. And based on these things, you only think of real-time example and how you want to implement an interface. So I can use it like this. Standard practice is that with the interface name and variable name, you can use it anywhere in the project. The variables of interface, that is the mandatory rule. So now it is clear to you, means this is one place because this main method is inside the interface, but I will show you one more demo. Let's create another class, new class, and it has a main method and it is just for demo of interface. Just to show you that how to use variables of interface outside of the interface, because this was something within in the interface, so it's okay with you. And if I copy this main method, or let me cut this main method from here, right, and I'm going here and I'm putting here. This line is not needed. Just to show you that if the interface is anywhere in the project, so how you can access the variables. So if I run and show you, you can see the message is coming like that. So similarly, I can access the integer variable as well. I will remove it, str interface name dot and then variable name. So this is the standard practice you will be using throughout the Java programming, that how to use the variable of interface. If you create something, so you should know how to use it. So this is something you should know. Now second thing, again I am coming here and that, because you understand main method is allowed, so I just okay with that. So this is about variables of interface. Hope it is clear to you. And even you put it like that, it means like it's okay. Public, final, static. So final, write it like that, copy. See here what I am doing here, I am writing like this. So this is also okay. In any order you can put it, there is no restriction. This is also for your information. With these keywords you can put it any order, it doesn't make any difference. but these are implicitly put. Even you put or don't put, that's okay. Now coming to the methods part, as you know, like it's allowed in interface. See here, initializer block is not allowed, and a static block you can try. This is also not allowed. So these things for your information is blocks are not allowed inside the interface. This is for your information because you should know which is allowed, which is not allowed. So blocks are not allowed. As like class, we are allowed. Main method allowed, blocks not allowed. So these things you know. Constructors you can try, it's not allowed. First, interface doesn't support constructor concept. You see here, I'm getting error. Interface cannot have constructor. So this is for just your information. Now I'm coming to the methods. Interface supports method and how to design the method. So before Java 1.8, there were some rules which you first know that rules. Then I will add the Java 1.8 rules as well. So I'm just writing public abstract and then void meth method 1. Just put what you call semicolon. If you try to write like this, you will get compilation error because inside the interface there are methods allowed, but those have conditions. Normal methods not allowed. So method cannot have the body inside the interface. This is the mandatory rule. If you are designing the normal method, so you cannot have the body. Instead of body, you just put a semicolon. And what is the benefit of that? So it says that it will be a parent-child relationship, and in the child class, you will go and write the code for this. Here the coding is not allowed, so that's the restriction. And that's one mandatory rule. If you don't put this, let me design one more method. You can see here, even you don't put this, delete it. By default, it will be abstract. Means either you put or you don't put. In all the cases, this method will be considered as abstract method by default. That's a property of like Java interface. This compiler will automatically put abstract keyword. This also. Okay. So hope you are clear with this. Means it will be not considered as a default method. It will be a public. So inside the interface, whatever the things are there, everything is by default public. Just for your information. Second thing, variables are public final, static, but the methods are public, abstract. These are the basic properties. So even you don't put these two keywords, the compiler will automatically put. And this is just a return type, you know already, right? So not to make any confusion, but as a good practice, you should use it. If you are advanced level, then you can think of it's okay. Even I don't have, I know the concepts. I will have it by default. But let's have it. It's okay. So this is about normal methods. Means if you're designing some normal methods, what you have earlier been designing for a class. So these are the rules for abstract method. I will show you how to implement that part because this is very long class. I don't think that I will be able to take abstract today, but let me finish the interface, so that would be very beneficial for you. Now I'm coming to Java 1.8 features. That what are the 1.8 features? So it says that we can have a static method. So public static void method free. It can have a body. If you put the static keyword, so body is allowed. So I'm just putting s out static interface method. And one more they have allowed, that is a default method in Java. Okay, default method. So I already had this, right? I could have showed you there, right? Here, public default keyword you will see here first time. Okay, so default is not that public protected default kind of thing. This is something default keyword they have given, and it is especially for method. So you can see it is a public and it is a default. So how it is possible? Something it is public and something is default not. So default is not that default. What you have learned for access modifier, it is a separate default keyword. It is for interface methods, especially in Java 1.8 introduced about a default keyword. So what it will show that this method can have a body. The first thing is first that its method can have a body, and this will be treated as a normal method. Normal method means like if you inherit this class, inherit this into the child, so this method will become the part of child thing. Okay, and for this method you don't need to write the body. So this is something design part. Hope it is clear to you. Now I am going to show you the implementation part, that how you are going to implement it. So if you have any doubt here, you can first ask this, then I will proceed further for the implementation, that how to achieve the concept of abstraction. Anyone has any doubt? Make it with interactive, asking questions. So you can see here, static method can have body, default method can have body, abstract method cannot have body, and once you make it a parent-child relationship, so there the compiler will ask you that you should first implement the coding of the abstract method in the child section. So now I'm going to show you the coding part.
This abstract method. What is the usage of this abstract method?
That part I'm going to show you, that which is a concept of method overriding in Java. So what we are going to do, the coding of this method will be done in the child class. So maybe like one interface can be the parent of different classes. So in all the different classes, method name will be common, okay? But the object will be created of different thing, and the method when you will call it, every method has a different code, so that particular code will be executed. So naming conventions also it is controlling, and after that behavior of different classes also it is controlling. I will show you that part because this is something you need to understand, what is the use of abstract method. Basically, abstract method is controlling the naming convention. Consider that you have 10 developers in a team and you want the method name as a common, but the implementation code of different methods written by different developers will be different. So I will call the same method name, but based on the objects, it will code will be executed of the particular class only. So let me show you this part. This is something design part. Design part, hope it is clear to you. Then I'm going for the implementation part. Right click, new class. You see here, if you have designed something interface, so rule says that you must implement in the class, otherwise no use. Going for interface demo implementation. So since it is a normal class, I'm taking it as a what you call program as well, so that you will understand. And it is a program, so I will just put it below part, no problem, because object creation and everything I will show you later. You see how to make the interface as a parent of any class. So this is the name of interface. I will take the name of this interface. I will come to the this class and I will use implements keywords. IMPLEMENTS. Just remember this and put the interface name. You see here now the compiler is showing me some error. So what is the error? it just mouse over here and you will asked to add unimplemented methods, first one. So you just click here, you see here these methods will be coming here. Put this method somewhere and just write the code for that. And this is called annotation. You can see @ override, @ override. So this is method overriding concept. So now this concept, it says that in the child class, yes, in the child class is this one, the child class, and this is the interface name. So this is interface, this is class. You see your mouse over, you see your mouse over, this is interface, I is coming, and this is the child class. So in child class, I am overriding the method. So overriding means whatever the methods are there in the parent, now it is a part of child class. So child class, again I am writing the same method, but the code, actual coding implementation I am writing. So this concept is says that method overriding means in the parent also, in the child also, the method name is same, but the code is different. So in that case, it is considered as method overriding. So for demo purpose, I'm just putting S out here. Inside the overridden method 1 in okay. So I'm just copying again. This is M2. Now I have a main method. So in the main method, I will write the programs. You already know. So whatever the inside the main method you will go, it will just show the program. And remember what we have inside the interface. So let me close this part, this part, this part, this part, this part also, this part also, and let me put it side by side so that you will understand in a better way. So this is design part and this is the implementation part. So implementation part, I have first overridden this M1, method 1 and method 2, you can see here. So that is the mandatory rule because these are the abstract method. So abstract method code will be written in the child class. So that is the first mandatory rule. Now object, how you will create it. So object always be created of the child class. So that is the second mandatory rule. Okay. Obj equal to new, you can see here. So I have created the object because this is allowed in Java. So I'm just copying it and putting a dot here. You can see what are the things coming for you. So don't go for object class things and you just focus on the things what it is present. You see here the static things is not directly coming. You can see we have method 3 as a static method, so method 3 is not displayed. And we have variables also. We can variables is displayed, you can see here x is coming and str is coming, so that is the part of child class. So now it is coming. So this is one thing. And methods, static method is not coming, so that you have to know. But for the standard practice, you already know that I have already told you, if it is a static one, so always use interface name dot the members name. So suppose that this is also a static one, right? So interface name dot method name you can call. So let me first show you the interface part, then I will show you that part, the object part. S out, interface name is this one. As a general practice, you should use like this. So it's allowed, as I already know you. This is str also allowed, and method also I will call here because this is a static method. So I will just call this method here. You see a method I am showing here. So I cannot call this method here like this, system.out.println. So reason is it is a void one. So I can directly call it instead of system.out.println. So you have to know these rules so that it will be easier for you to implement. So static things I have already demoed. Now coming to the abstract methods. So abstract method things I have already written the code here and I have created the object here. So if I have to call those abstract methods, so I will write like this, obj dot. So method 1 and method 2. So now everything is clear. Design part also completed, implementation part also completed. And if you feel something which is like not understood by you, you can just ask me anytime. So you can see here, now it is a Java program as well. So I can just write and run click. You can see I am getting the output. So first was I am calling the value of x. So x is 500. You can see here I have given the x as 500. So coming. Second part, the name part, str part. So it is showing interface demo. So it is printing. And after that, I have called the static method. So first it should show me the static method is being called. This message inside a static interface method, inside a static interface method, and after that I called method 1 and method 2. So you can see here, so method 1 and method 2 is being called. So someone asked you that what is real use of that. So let me create another class, right? Because this is the implemented class, I will create another implemented class. Copy, and I will put the overridden method code as a different code. So I have created interface implementation. Okay, and now let me go to that part. So I will show you from the scratch. You can see that I don't have anything here. So you see here, this was the same. So I will just mouse over and I will go for add an implemented method. So when I come here for add implemented method, so I am getting this to do. So there you have to write a different code. Don't write the same code, write a different code. Okay, now coming to this section, this main section I can leave it. Method 1 called from see the code is different. And let me do one thing. You can see here main method I kept here, but this time I will cut this main method just to show you, because I have to show the demo of this part. This is one interface and this is two classes. In the both classes, this interface is the parent. So that is allowed, as you already know. But in the both of the classes, the code is different. And I will create another class where the main method will be there, where I will just call both of the classes, which is having the parent as a common parent. So let me go there. New class interface main method demo. Just since I already have, I will just paste it. So now see here. So I have already opened one. This one already implemented, right? But this one is not implemented. So what I will do, I will implement this one. So let me copy this name. I will come here and I will create another object of different class, because this is just a main method. So main method is just for programming, right? obj1 equal to new so this part is also okay with you. Now create obj1 dot method 1, call it obj1 dot method 2. So this is something beneficial part, this is the common part, as you know, and this is something I will write like this, then it will be more clear to you. The upper part is the static part, so you don't need to care about, don't need to create any object, and other are like the methods part. So method part, two places I have made this interface as a parent. So what I did, I first created the object of the first class, then called the method, then I created the object of the second implemented class, and then I call the method. So no confusion should be there. Let me show you this way, then you can understand it better. So if I talk about this class, so this is something, that class which is having only main method 1 and method 2. So this part will come from this class, and this part is something, this one is this one, and this second one is this one. This part is related to this one. So you can see I have written the code and I don't need this main method here. So we'll remove that unwanted code. And if I run this, you see here, this is the common thing. So one time it is okay, but since different classes will have like different instantiation, so those parts will be different for different classes. So you can see here how it is coming. So coding wise, both of the classes are having different codes, so different implementation code is coming. You can see here, first it is common, static one is coming, so it's okay. Then first class is coming, m1 m2, and then second class what I have written, it is coming. So interface demo implementation, interface implementation, two classes I have implemented and I have showed you this demo. So hope it is clear to you. Interface and other things I will also show you about interface, because I need couple of interface, then only I can show you those concepts. So if you have any doubt till here, you can ask me.
So just to summarize, I would like to, for my own understanding, so every interface, if I am using the same method name but different codes if I am giving, and wherever I am trying to implement it, whichever class I'm implementing it, then it will run the method from that interface from where it is implementing the
Correct.
class. The class is getting implemented. So
Correct.
I might have at a time a lot of interfaces. They must necessarily be in the same package along with my class to make this work, right?
Correct.
Okay. Okay. And is this thing like uh, that day we studied multi-level hierarchy. So is this related to that, or this is completely different, unrelated?
It's up to you how you design. Hierarchical things also you can design. So it's applicable for interface as well. But interface when
Oh,
you go for means it's provide you some extra facility, means you can have multiple parents. So that kind of things.
yes.
Concept I'm going to give you. I will show you that concept. But basic part, if it is clear, then I will take you to the next level, right? So up to here,
Yes.
if you have any doubt, then you can ask. The basic purpose of interface is this. These are the rules of interface. You can design interface. You can have a static method, whatever means those are the things I already told you. And now some more rules about interface, because interface is also a long topic. So I will take it like I think 2 classes to finish it up. So now come. So this is your main interface, first one you see here. Other interfaces also there. So I will show you one demo so that you will understand. This one is your interface. And other interfaces are this one also interface. This is class. Shape is interface. I can show the logo. This one is interface. This one is interface. This one is interface. So 3 interfaces I have. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So what I want to do, I want to like create some kind of relation and to show the demo, right? So let me go you the first the shape interface. So this is one interface. So what I can do, I can create the parent-child relationship between 2 interfaces. You know this concept? Interface is the parent, interface is the child. So let me show you this concept. If you want to go with that concept, so how you will design it? New class or no interface, I can tell.
But I cannot make the object in interface. Then in that case, how will I implement this?
Object is not allowed, but reference can.
Okay.
I'll show you that part. Let me complete the thing which I am taking as of now. Inheritance of interface. You see here, this is interface. What I'm trying to do, I'm trying to extends. That's something I want to make the parent of this. So I already have that interface, that is shape interface. I will take it, copy, and then I will come here, I will put it here. So you see here, when you have a parent-child relationship, inheritance, so if you try to make multiple parents, it's never allowed. Like you have extends keyword, and then you put class A, it's allowed. Sorry, class B, it's allowed. But after that you put comma, class C, it's not allowed. It's never allowed for multiple inheritance. So now I will show you the same concept with the interface. Multiple was not allowed here, but same thing you try to do here, it's allowed. Do your shape here, just put a comma and take the other interface. So other interface I already have this one. So it's saying that 2 things, because it is having a default method, override default method of this, override default method of shape. So both having like a default method, so you have to override it here. So you have to write your own code for that. So how am I overriding actually? So this code you try to understand what it is doing here. Actually I'm not writing any code, I'm just calling the method from the parent class. You see interface name dot super, means the parent of that, right? And then SDET. So what it is trying to do, it is just calling the same method. When you call this method will be called. So this concept you should have. So I just overridden this method. So basically the purpose I want to show you, that it's allowed if you are trying to use a, but same thing you try to do in the class level. Okay, so let's have a class here. Just I'm showing the interface parent and child relationship. Class demo interclass with interface demo. This is not needed, I just want to show you this one demo, and I put here implements because this is a class and I'm making a parent interface here. So I'm putting here shape copy. So it is asking you to write unimplemented methods, so that's okay, but after that I put a comma and I took this interface. Which one is the interface? Any other? This one is also an interface. So I'm copying here and putting it here. So it has also some unimplemented methods, so it will ask you. So you can see here unimplemented methods from both of the interface, it is coming here. Again something default method. So default method also I have overridden. So you can see here this is something rule for Java, means if the class is a child, so you can have multiple interface as a parent, but if child is class, so and parent is also class, so only one. Okay, you see here hierarchical structure, this was one-to-one relationship, but if it is interface, this will be reverse. Multiple interface can be the parent of a class. So this concept also you should know because it's concept of interface and child, and class to class you already know that it will use extend keyword. So implements will always come when in the right side, means as a parent you have the interfaces. So you can have one, you can have many, up to you. So this is the concept in Java. And someone was asking some question, right, about interface. Yeah, reference, how to create the object and something like that. Okay, let me show you that part. So you consider that I have this interface and this interface is the parent of some class. So you can see this interface is the parent of this much class interface demo in. So anywhere you go there, I am just looking for the main method where I have the main method. So what I will do here, I will create it. I already have that class, I don't need to create it. Just now I created. Correct, this one. You see here, I have this interface demo 111 and this is the parent of some class you already seen here. Just right click, type hierarchy. Okay, what happened? Right click, type hierarchy. So you can see here it is the parent of this class. So just remember the name of any of the class so that I can show you. So name of interface is this one, name of the class is this one. So I have a general class. General class means where I just have a main method. I'm going there and try to create the example for that. So what you will do here, just type the name of that class. I forgot the name again. What is happening? So you can see a shape circle. It is easy to remember. I will show you this part, shape and circle. So you have to create the object of circle. So how you will do that? It's very easy. Let's just go there and take anywhere, and you can go there and just try to create the object of that. Circle CIR equal to new circle. So you already know this concept. This is allowed in Java. So this concept you already know, but since the shape is the parent of this interface in this class here, if you go and check a right click and type hierarchy, so you already show here. Where is the, yeah, it is here, right? So it will show you like this. It is not showing here, but we show you the shape class. So go there, right click and type hierarchy. So shape is the parent of circle. So what you can do here, instead of writing circle, you can write any parent thing. So that is also allowed in Java. So you can write like shape. So interface name can be used as a reference here. This part, left part you can use, but right part you cannot use since it is not allowed. New keyword is not applicable with the interface, so it's not allowed. But you can use at a reference. So this is allowed in Java.
So, actually, I wanted to understand how interface to interface I will implement. I
It will be
cannot create.
it will
Huh?
be extend, but at last means suppose that you have 10 level of parent child relationship, consider, but at the
Okay,
11th level
okay.
you have to make that interface as a parent of any class, otherwise
Class.
there is
Okay.
no need. Interface
Understood.
has to be implemented in the any class finally,
Class.
otherwise
Correct.
there is no use.
Okay, sir. Now understood. Thank you.
Otherwise it's just a thing which you have just created it but never used. Understand? So this is allowed in
Yes, I
Java.
got it. Thank you.
You can have the reference of interface and the object of child. Any other questions anyone has regarding interface? I just discussed interface today. 1 hour complete discussion on interface. What is the use of implements keywords? What is the use of extends keyword? How you can make parent child? How many parents interface you can create? Everything we discussed. Means multiple allowed. Okay, it's okay. It's like it's allowed. You should know these concepts. It's very important concept. Interface cannot have constructor. Interface can have main method. Interface cannot have blocks. So those concepts you should have. It's allowed. And this is something basic level concept. Means interface can have class inside it. Interface can have interface inside it. That is super concept. Means that we are never using, but those you should know those concepts. That interface inside interface allowed, and interface is there, but inside that you can create a class as well, that is also allowed. So that is like super concept, but you will never use those concepts, I know. And every member inside the interface is public. Variables public, static, final. Methods public, abstract, that is the concept. Default method, static method also added in Java 1.8. So these many concepts we have discussed about interface. This was the summary what we have discussed. Other things, if there it is missing, I will just look into that if I have missed something, but I don't think we missed anything about interface. So you have any questions you can ask, else we will stop the class for today and we will connect tomorrow.
None from me, sir. Thank you.
Welcome. Okay, thanks all for joining. I'm stopping the recording.